Welcome, lovely one, to the Meant for More podcast. My name's Lisa Clifford, and I am building the world's most empowering Meant for More movement, leading millions of heart-led purpose seekers from feeling insignificant to invincible. So I truly hope you enjoy this next episode. And welcome to Pete Cann.
Nice to have you on, or just keep it in. It doesn't matter, does it?
He prefers to be called by his real name, which is Pete Cann, but as we can see, he'll accept anything if it's said with heart.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Pete is a laughter yoga expert. More of his passion, we've just been talking about that, his passion, but he also makes a real difference in people's lives with that passion. And he also has another business, which is a chef recruitment business. Is that correct?
That is correct, Lisa. Yeah.
And we've just been talking off air about the value of heart-led leadership, and that it's not words on a wall or a paragraph or something that's neat and put on your website as a magnet to get more business, but it's actually a way of being and a way of creating a culture, and it's heart-led, which is why I'm especially glad that he's going to be sitting in my next Firewalking and Empowerment Instructor training circle, because I'm all about attracting those heart-led leaders and influencers in the world and training them in this incredible work to go out into the world and help people have the transformations that their lives need and deserve. So welcome, Pete Cann. Let's begin with you sharing a moment in your life where you knew you were meant for more.
Yeah. Let's do this, shall we? You know, there's been a few moments, obviously, in my life when I've been meant for more, but I suppose the easiest one is to sort of reminisce of the most recent, because obviously, you know, the older we get, we remember like things a bit more recent. So I'm going through a bit of a transition in my life at the moment. Decided that Chloe, my wife, and I are going to be friends, and we're separating after 25 years. And I am looking at this as a positive. It is a massive positive for both of us, ultimately. And but where I was looking was just like, right, okay, well, what do I really want to do now? I'm very fortunate. You mentioned about the chef agency. The chef agency sort of runs itself. We've crafted this after 17 years. We've got a team that run it, and which means that I've got a lot of time to really focus on what I really want to do. And the laughter is definitely one thing that I massively love. But the other thing that I do is all about sort of empowering people to be the best versions of themselves. I've got a mantra of Pete Cann, you can. And I thought to myself, it's like, do you know what? I really would love to just put a retreat on. And I remember doing a firewalk. It was probably about 9 years ago now. And I remember the feeling I had after I walked over the coals and just realized that actually I can do anything. Like anything I put my mind to. And it was a big pivot in our business, and our business started taking off really nicely at that point, and started believing in like nothing, because there was no barriers, there was nothing to stop us. So I thought to myself, well, why not I put a retreat on? Why don't I do something? And at first it was all about laughter, joy, play, childlike. I'd love to do that as well, because that's definitely one of my lanes. But what really, 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 really gets me here is all about gratitude, manifestation, law of attraction, and like visualization. And then I was just like, oh, actually, it'd be great to do a firewalk. So I reached out to you, Lisa, and I said, I would like to do a firewalk. This is what I'd like to do. This is my plan of action. And I sort of went on my little spiel, and you turned around to me and said, I'm not going to run it for you. And I just like went, and you went, I'm going to train you to run it yourself. And all of a sudden I stopped in this cornfield that I was walking through, and I was just like, it was like someone had just gone straight into my head. And I was just like, wow, actually, this is this is a nice jacket. I wasn't scared. I wasn't worried. I wasn't afraid. I was just like, actually, wow. Um, yeah. And what's really interesting is that because I'm a big visualization, I'm big into vision boarding, I'm big everything that not everything I've put on my vision board, but certainly a lot of things have given me that North Star. And I did a vision board 2 weeks prior to that. And there was like a little arrow saying everything starts here, and it was pointing to the word journaling. However, underneath the journaling was I usually have like flames because I like to have fire pits with my men friends basically in our fire circles. But we didn't have any fire in this magazine. We only had hot coals. So I cut that out and then it just said everything started here. And it still just makes me tingle now just thinking about like everything does start with a firewalk, basically. So yeah, thank you very much for going, you could do this. And I was like, yes, I can.
Well, I remember the call myself distinctly. And I remember I'd have made more money coming down and doing your firewalk. But I remember thinking and feeling there's something about this guy that this is meant for him to deliver and he'll make the difference. You know, your community gravitates to you, not just the firewalk or all the other ingredients, but it's you, your energy, your mission, your resonance. And I remember feeling he's got everything about it in him to do this beautifully because I'm really precious about who I share this with. Yeah, I am. I only want people to come into my training who are going to take this work, channel it through their heart, and then out into the world. I don't tend to attract people that just want to learn it and do it. I tend to attract people that want to make a real difference. And there was something about you that I thought he should be doing this. And from that moment, and you say it's like wearing a jacket, but actually I see it the other way around. I see it as a layer coming off and your truth of who you are and what's possible for you and what you're capable of coming through. So, yeah, I felt it differently to it being something that you became, but something that you already were.
Yeah, nice.
And I don't think I've said that to anybody before when they've rang up for something else. So it's not it's not part of a script, if you like, that you're going to
Yeah,
be sat in circle next year with a load of people that have got the same story as you. This is, I mean, if I hear it, someone else say it, and there's definitely people I've thought this aligns with what you do, but I've never had an inquiry come in, and we didn't know each other.
no, not
We
at
did
all.
not know each other. You were a cold case, a cold inquiry, not for long, where I just felt the potential. And I think potential is something you feel in someone, and it's only potential if they see it in themselves. Otherwise, it's just my opinion.
This is it, isn't it? With the potential thing, is especially I think with coaching as well. It's just like everybody theoretically is coachable, but until they're ready, and you can just like, and this is what I'm learning now to going down my new lane of being a coach is like I could help everyone I talk to, Lisa. I always naturally just go into that coaching mentality, that mentoring, that this is what you're struggling with, rather than just like, oh, if you did you watch telly last night or what was on the weather? It's like I don't care about that. It's like, how are you feeling? What are you struggling with? Can I help you? Can I support you? And then I'll go in and go, right, well, do you want to, should we make this a bit more official? It's like, oh no, I just don't think I'm ready for it. It's like, cool, move on. But I'll just, but I think with the firewalk side of things, like putting on this event, so I've already like I haven't got a date yet in the diary, but I've definitely found the venue now. I've pivoted from doing a 3-day event, which was what I wanted to do, go big or go home. But actually, I've decided to just bring it to a 1-day event, and I've put my marketing hat on and gone. Well, actually, this first one's all about video footage. It's all about testimonials. It's all about reviews. It's all about creating this offering that then I can spin it out after that. And that's my business brain, I suppose, kicking in. But also ultimately, it just means that I can help more people to feel the way I felt the first time I walked over fire. And, the people, does it hurt? What happens if you put it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's all in. Yeah, I'm just really excited to learn, and just again, it's another, like you say, I've shed a skin. I like that as well. I do like that idea. It's just because I wear a red hat for my laughter, so it's a different hat, or it's a different thing. So, but it definitely compliments me 100%. And everyone I've said it to, because I'm really excited, and I'm telling a lot of people that this is what I'm doing. And nobody's gone, really? What are you doing that for? Everyone's like, oh, right, yeah, Pete, I can see that. I hear you. So yeah, I'm really excited.
And I love that by the time you come on the training, you'll have a date. See what I did there?
Yeah.
See what I did? I love that. Before I did my training to be a firewalking instructor, I had a fully booked event in my diary, and it was a charity event. And it definitely made me show up in a way of like, I'm really gonna pay attention and take everything in as much as I can. But also there's the transformation that you go through. It's a kind of a two role experience where you're going through your own transformation through the processes, as well as learning how to be a firewalk and empowerment leader and coach.
Yeah.
And so it's really immersive, which is why I prefer not to have an external photographer or anybody else there, because your journey I hold so gently and sacredly, because the you that you'll be after the training is yet to be revealed, that you take into your first firewalk. And I like as well that that you are doing a 1 day, 1 evening event, because that makes sense to do it that way. And then the next bit, you can choose what you add on or what you take out or what you want to change. It feels like the right next step for you.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I went to there's a couple of venues. So it was the first venue I was chatting about, which had like it's a bit more of a commune sort of vibe, and it's like got this massive like dome which has got this amphitheater, and I walked onto stage like to look at it, and straight away I could see it full, but not yet. It's not the first one. And I suppose going back to the fact that having something booked, I just remember when I did my laughter training, I went along to the laughter training. Again, it was a bit of a last minute, found some training somewhere to do this laughter yoga stuff. Everyone sat there, there's like 7 or 8, and like, why do you want to do it? Well, I want to bring it into my life. I want to do this one. And I was like, I'm doing it in front of 200 people on Saturday next week, so I need to know what I'm doing. It's just like, but it's the best. You've got to set these deadlines. You have to set this stuff, because you're right. Because otherwise, you don't turn up, or you might, you're already visualizing that this is how you want it to look, and you want to know the tools, and you want to know exactly how to share it. And yeah,
and I think I so relate to you, Pete, in that I do something, I call it outing myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I book something that makes me take all the act, makes me do the journey. So, but then with it, what I have to offer myself is the opportunity to allow what's possible to reveal itself.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that, I know exactly what I want it to look like. I just need to learn how to do it feeling. But there's also, I'm also curious as to what is unfolding without my predetermination. So what's unfolding that could be even better or even more powerful or even more transformational than what my mind could create before I had the experience. Does that make sense?
Yeah, completely.
And so often there's people that during their first day and into the second day are in the experience of it. And last week there was someone who was in the evening, we were chatting quite a lot about being able to work out how it would play out in her life and what support she would have in place. And it was really difficult for her to see it And I'd say just give it the 6 days, because in the 6 days, the heart has a way of revealing and unfolding new visions. But if you're anything like me, it's like, well, I've got this idea. And I need to have this idea to drive this attention whilst trying to be open to what else is possible inside. It's so many dynamics happening on the one training that it really does capture your heart and soul and all of your mind during it for the whole 6 days.
I can't wait. I'm so excited, and I'm 50 next year, so this is going to be a perfect birthday present for me. It's 2 weeks after my birthday, so I'm just like, actually, yeah.
It's Claire, who's on your training that I've just spoken to. It's her birthday during the training as well. It seems to be like a really, really key time. What did you feel like when we put the phone down?
Mm-hmm.
What did it do to your thinking and to your being when you weren't going to hire somebody to come and do this thing? You were going to do it. What shifted in you?
I think the biggest shift was I felt taller, I felt stronger, I felt more energized. Like instantly, I was just like, yes, yeah, this is it. And then I was buzzing. I like even I spoke to Chloe, and I was like, look, this is what I'm going to do. She's like, oh, really? I was like, yes, I'm going to do this. This is going to be amazing. And just started getting on this trip and this journey of just becoming an empowerment coach ultimately, and just empowering people and just having this being able to hold space. I just can't wait to just be, it's just another level, Lisa. And I was just, obviously the laughter side of things is a really nice way of me sort of controlling my energy and just keeping myself in a buoyant mood. But this is more of a grounding. And actually, do you know what, since our call, I've done a lot of sort of healing. Actually, I've done a lot of like chakra, Reiki, about it, just loads of stuff. I'm just all of this energy around my body at the moment, and just I'm changing for the better. I'm becoming Pete again, well, actually, I say again, I'm not the Pete I was before Chloe, and I've obviously been Chloe and Pete, and now I'm Pete again. And who is Pete? And that's exciting, because it's like, this is I'm just excited.
It's a leap of faith, isn't it? And Chloe will be going through it as well when you uncouple. And it sounds to me like you're doing it in a really considerate way with each other. Because I know we spoke not long after you had decided, and the heart and the love that you spoke with and about your separation and about your wife was just lovely. But there is that feeling of having to have a leap of faith in who am I when I'm not Chloe and Pete? Who am I? And Chloe will be going through, who am I when I'm not Chloe and Pete? And it takes real courage, I think. And that and how soon was our phone call after your separation?
It was days, probably a week. It was really fresh, because I think okay, so on this vision board there was and that was probably part of the instigator, was there was a motorhome that I put on my vision board, and Chloe was just saying, we can't afford it, we can't have it, you can't do it, won't do it. All I heard was no, and I'm just like, Chloe, I can't do this anymore. This is this, and it been, don't get me wrong, it been a journey we've been on. It wasn't just that's it. So, but as part of that vision board, then I was just like, no, I want to be a coach. I want to be an empowerment coach. I want to do this thing, this retreat. I want to have a firewalk. And then that was literally, it was within that week. So I did the vision board on the Saturday. Monday was when it happened. And then I think we were on the phone on Thursday or Friday that week. And
because it felt fresh. But I also feel like, in the previous, because we had another go recording this, but our Wi-Fi's weren't married. And so, but one of the things that you said was just how amazing it was for somebody to see something in you and believe in you that then you got to see in you. And I wonder, just how, I'm not taking the credit for how you feel by any stretch, but how life, that their opportunities are there all the time. And I see and kind of feel that this revelation that you're going to become an empowerment and firewalk instructor, and that I saw it in you rather than anything else, that was the beginning of you, I don't know,
Yes.
becoming
Yeah,
more.
I will take it. I will Lisa, it certainly massively helped. It massively helped. And the fact that someone, you like you say, you saw something in me and you just said it out straight. And I was just like, and I like, and don't get me wrong, people do say, Pete, you got this, you got that, blah, blah, blah. But actually, I hadn't heard it for such a long time. And that, I suppose, in that freshness as well, where I was just like, actually, and I sort of likened it, I think I mentioned it to you, like where Chloe, the cage door. I'm not saying I've been caged at all. That's not what the terminology I thought about really was. I'd been this bird in and the door had opened. And I was just sat on the edge of the perch, just looking and going, okay, well, this is a big wide world now, and I can do whatever I want with whenever I want, whatever. There was a few things you said to me. There was the 7 sevens. You said it's sevens because I'm 49. You said that, so that stuck in my head, and I've
Big
mentioned that.
changes happen, yeah.
Yeah, completely. And then it was just really nice. Just cause we'd never met each other, never spoke to each other, and it was just like we were on the phone for about an hour, and it was just like by the end of it, I felt, like I say, really light and just felt really connected. I can't wait to meet you, obviously, in person, that we can actually say, hey, hello.
Let's see if you stand by that when you meet me in public. Joke.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think what was happening for you were you were envisaging a new vision, and that you had a bigger key role in it.
Yeah.
And you were initially going to have, and there was like this new immersion of this, because you're big into I do visualize everything.
Yeah.
So not only do you visualize, but you also have a vision board, and then you were remodeling the characters in your vision, and you were the main character in your own vision. So I feel like in that 1 hour, there was a lot happening for you and who you are and what you're about and your purpose that was bigger than the experience you're going through, even though that's big. Yes. There was a lot happening when you think about it, a lot happening. And I wasn't giving you any marriage guidance or any coaching. I just
helped the space.
I just watered the seed I saw. I saw a seed, I watered it.
Yeah.
That's completely it. And then you were, and I knew it was right when it ignited. Now it sounds that's like two metaphors that wipe each other out, but I saw a seed and I watered it, but there was a spark and it ignited in you, or it could have been put out. And so I knew it was right for you, and I knew it was your path when you lit up with it.
Yeah. And I think it's because ultimately, when it comes to like the firewalk piece, it's just I just reminisced how I felt, and I remember when I did it, and I just was telling everyone, you need to do this, you need to do that. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. And it's just like, well, actually, if I have that drive and that energy, and if I tell the story to people about how I went from here to here after I did this, then that's enough. Well, it's not enough, but it's certainly a big enough pull for people to go, okay, go on then, Pete, I'll trust you to go on your journey. And and then and I just can't wait to because I know what it feels like to go from one end to the other, and it's amazing. It's amazing, and I'm very fortunate to have met you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, darling. Well, I'm super happy because we created a whole date because of you as well. So I'm super happy to have you, and for you to take this into the world. What has been your most heartfelt vision for this? When you imagine your life with this working with what you know at the moment, what's your heartfelt vision around it? What do you hope for people?
So my vision is to run a monthly firewalk, facilitate a monthly firewalk in, I'd say, Cornwall and Devon. Down here there'll be, and just be able to give people that, the power within that, yeah, but also guide them. It's not just going to be obviously with the firewalk and all the structure around that. There's going to be some other pieces within the day as well, which is all going to be about, yeah, affirmating and visualizing, manifesting your true life, your true self. And the firewalk's going to be the bit, the stamp to go, well, look, these are the tools. You've done this. Go and, you know, be the person you are born to be.
And I know 2 instructors that I've trained that are in Cornwall and Devon, completely different market to you.
Mhm.
But if you needed fire tenders, which you do,
Yes.
and you'll meet, I'm guessing you're going to meet one of them on your training, because she graduated in Gintari. She graduated in March this year. She was the team last week, and she's going to be the team. She's not the whole team. She's going to be part of the team on your training, because the training is SUNDOOR training delivered through me and my teachings and my stories. To have a SUNDOOR firewalking fire tender is like having the perfect dance partner.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, you like dancing, don't
I,
you?
honestly, I come alive when I'm on that dance floor.
Yes.
When on the dance floor, I don't drink. I don't, you know, I've been dry for 7 years now, and even to the point this weekend we went on our team weekend, and you know there was no one dancing on the dance floor. Bang, I was up there, and then within minutes, surrounded by people having a good time, and you know, people say, "Oh my goodness, like, well, I want whatever you're on." It's like, this is just life. This is just life, and yeah, and that's, yeah. So yeah, sorry, I love to dance. It's all in the hips, Lisa. It's all in the hips.
Take your word for it. I'm sure it is. It was just a metaphor that went off somewhere.
Yeah.
But you will have people that are local that have been trained in the same way you'll be trained, and not until you're trained will you understand the value in that. So I think, is there anything else that you want to share? Because we're going to do a conversation after the training. This will go out as it is. So it's like, how do you feel about the training? We've heard how you feel about it in the positive. How do you feel about it in the
Apprehensive. Do you know what, the one thing I'm worried is not the right word, but you know, the fire, I know I can do fire, I know I can do arrows, I know it's the glass. That's the one that yeah. So when we did the event that I did, actually Chloe was the one that did the glass out of everyone. No one else did it. They just wanted one person. Chloe did it. And I was just like, fair play. I just couldn't just, because I've sliced myself so many times in working in hospitality and stuff. And so yeah, so that's yeah. So I'm apprehensive. That's the word I'm looking for.
yeah.
About the
Totally
glass.
understand.
Yeah. So, and yeah, but that is the only thing out of the whole thing. You know, I'm really excited about meeting you, meeting the team, meeting the people that are going to be on the course, learning new things. But yeah, just that glass walk is going to be the one that's going to be, you know, it's going to be testing. But that's good, isn't it? It's good.
Yeah, it's really good. So, in closing, then, so some people will just get this, will watch this, and then some in the future will watch all of it with your post training. What one kind of message do you want to share with people who are listening, watching right now?
So if you've stumbled on this, there's a reason you've stumbled on this. Reach out to Lisa, have a chat with her, and just let her know what your life is like at the moment and how you are feeling, and let Lisa listen and just guide you. And yeah, come February, it's still a little while, you can come and be on my training as well. So
Yeah,
it's, yeah.
amazing. Thank you. And at this point, there are only 3 places available
Hmm.
on your training. So that's super at this point. But thank you for that, darling. That was not what I was expecting you to say, but very glad that you did. So
My
for
pleasure.
now, it's goodbye for now, but I will see you on the other side.
Definitely, definitely. Thanks, Lisa, for having me.